Hi, good morning students. Today we are going to discuss about the intermediate first chapter, the introduction to economics. It is very important. The thing is, after 10th class, that the people are coming to the intermediate and they will have a lot of confusion about economics. Oh, economics, very big subject, very tough subject, we cannot understand and it's very difficult to understand. So many people will have all kinds of illusions. No, it's not like that. Economics is very easy subject and it will use in your life also. If you study economics in your life, how to use your income, how to spend your money, how to get maximum satisfaction, you can follow it. So economics is the queen of a social science. So many scientists said, Paul Samuel said, say the economics. Now, sorry, in the beginning, economics got a political economy. Aristotle has given name a political economy. But economics is a word derived from Greek word. That is, oikos means it is oikos. Oikos. Oikos and neomin. Neomin is a word which have come from the Nemein. Nemein. See, this means it is meaning the household. Household. This is management. Management. See, the household management, if a little bit income is there, how he is going to manage, it will talk about economics. Actually, the economics is a base for want. Want is a base for economics, sorry. Want is a base for economics. If there is no want, there is no economics. The human wants are unlimited. So, when the human wants are unlimited, to satisfy human wants, the resources are limited. It may be called money, it may be called factors of production, it may be called anything. Factors of production in the sense land, labor, capital, organization. So, when we are having a limited resources with an unlimited wants, how you are going to satisfy your wants with a limited resources, it will talk about economics. See, when you are doing the job, so many people are doing the job, maybe your parents are doing the job and they are getting the money. With that limited amount of money, how he is going to distribute to get all kinds of facilities, maybe paying the rent, maybe getting the ration, maybe getting the medicines, getting the infrastructure facilities, so many things will be there. So all these things, how you are going to get, it will talk about that economics. Economics is that when we are talking that economics, want is a base for economics. Want is a base for economics. When you are having a want, to satisfy your want, suppose the thing is you want to have a bicycle. For example, you are going everywhere on a foot, you are having a bicycle, you want to have a bicycle, then you cannot get the bicycle just freely. You have to keep your efforts. Means you have to keep your efforts. Maybe you are working somewhere to get the money. You are working somewhere, you are getting the money. So whenever you are working somewhere to get the money, then you will get the money that will be called as a wealth for you. Wealth. It's a money. Money is also called wealth. It's a liquid wealth. When you are having the money, with that money, you are going to purchase a bicycle. So you got a wealth, that is money is converted into a bicycle. When you purchase a bicycle, then you will ride a bicycle, then you will get satisfaction. Then it will get satisfaction. Then immediately another one. Immediately. So it will be an economic activity. Want, effort, wealth and satisfaction. Again you want. I want to have a scooter. Then again you keep the efforts. And when you are keeping the efforts, you will get the money with that scooter you will purchase. You will satisfy. Then somebody is going in a car, you want to have a car. Then you will, means wants are keep rotating. Once one want is satisfied, another want is crop up. This is called economic activity. Economic activity. So who will do this economic activity? This economic activity will be done by economic agents. Economic agents. Who are economic agents? Whoever participating in economic activity are called as economic agents. If anybody is participating, who are participating means there are three people are there. One is producer. Second one is consumer. Third one is the government. Third one is the government. So economic activity will be done by three people: the producer, consumer, government. These three people are economic agents. The producer will produce the goods and services and give it to for a consumers to satisfy their wants, and he will get the money. He wants to get the profit. A consumer wants to pay a less money and try to get maximum satisfaction. It also can be called as a utility. So a consumer will get the satisfaction and utility, and government will levy the taxes in both the people, and they will collect the money, and it is called a public revenue. That money will spend for the public expenditure. If that money is not enough, then the people will go for, government will go for public debt. So these are the activities will be done by this. A producer, whenever he is producing, he needs factors of production. He cannot create, only God create. But the production is a conversion raw material into a final good. If you want to, a producer want to convert the raw material into final good, then he has to use that factors of production. Factors of production. The factors of production are land, labor, capital, organization, or entrepreneurship. So you should understand this. So factors of production are the land, labor, capital, organization, and entrepreneurship. Land is a fixed asset. Land does not move from one place to another place. Land is very important to produce any kind. It is a primary factor. And labor there are generally the skilled labor, unskilled labor, talent labor, untalented labor. It is also physical labor. There are several kinds of labor will be there. Depends upon their skills, the remuneration will be paid. Land will be paid rent. At the same time, the capital. Capital is a fixed capital and variable capital. The fixed capital means the capital which can be used for a long time. Machinery, building, and all these things can be called as a fixed capital. And next one is the variable capital. Variable capital means the capital which can be used only once. The raw material, power, transport, and all the money, all these things, labor, all these things can be called as only one time you can use. Again, if you want to use, again you have to get it. So organization will organize all the factors of production in such a manner the goods and services can be produced and supplied. This is the activity done by the producer. So now you understand that what is economic is a word, oikos, and means household, neomen means management, and this word is derived from the Greek word. So there are some economic activity, the wants, efforts, wealth and satisfaction. It is an economic activity. Who is participating in economic activity means economic agents. Then the producer, consumer, government. So a producer, whenever he wants to produce the goods and services, he needs the factors of production, land, labor, capital, organization. Our organization is also called as that entrepreneurship. Now that Economics is a word derived from the Greek word, but that economics is when it was started. See, economics is a word derived from the Greek word. Who is the father of economics? Economics, as given, the first definition was given by Adam Smith. Adam Smith has given a definition that is an inquiry into the nature. An inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth of nations. Say that Adam Smith, he has given Adam Smith. He is the person who has given the definition. Adam Smith is the person, an inquiry into the nature. Nature means, you know very well, the gift of nature is an earth. Earth is the biggest nature. If you want agriculture, if you want minerals, if you want anything, you are getting from the earth only. Earth is the base for each and every commodity. You cannot say you are not getting anything out of the earth. So, earth, an inquiry into the nature. A man is inquiring into the nature. And why? That causes wealth of nations. He wants to have the wealth. So, when he wants to have a wealth, he has given that highest priority to the nature. Whenever he is asking that wealth of nations, that's why his definition can be called as wealth of nations. In 17th century, 1772, he has given the first an inquiry into the nature and wealth of nations. The Adam Smith is called as a father of nation. And he has, of course, there is a very important, there are so many people, J.S. Mill and Walker, and there are so many people, J.S. Mill and John J.B. Say. All these people has supported his definition. So the wealth definition is very important. That's why the Adam Smith can be called as a father of economics. So he has given the definition, but there are so many people has criticized the wealth of nations definition. Means the wealth of nations definition has given by that Adam Smith. By giving that, there are so many people said that they have given high priority to wealth instead of man. He forgot the importance man than that wealth. He has given high priority. Man is very important. So whenever you have given the importance to the wealth, the man becoming an economic man, man becoming a selfish man. Man will always, he wants to accumulate the wealth. So, Adam Smith's definition has given only accumulation of wealth, but he never gave the distribution of wealth. Economics will talk about production, consumption, distribution, exchange. These four parts are very important. So, Adam Smith's definition has given a very important concept that a man is a very selfish man. A man wants to accumulate the wealth and he only wants to have the more and more wealth and he wants to increase the wealth. That is the only thing he got. He explained that wealth of nations, of course, it is very important because a man is having unlimited wants. When he is having unlimited wants, everybody, nowadays if you see that so many people are having one house is enough, but they are having 2 houses, 3 houses, 4 houses. And some people, whatever the 5 lakhs per month maintenance is enough, but the people are having the crores of rupees. Because they are having unlimited wants. They want to have a different kinds of status. They want to have a different kinds of business. And so many people are expanding their wealth due to they are having unlimited wants to satisfy. Man is a social animal. So whatever the definition was given by Adam Smith, it is correct apart from him and as well as there are so many, John Baptist say and J.S. Mill and so many people are supported his definition. But by criticizing the wealth definition, Alfred Marshall has given a different definition in 1890. He wrote a book. So the Alfred Marshall, what is the book he wrote means by criticizing the wealth definition, Alfred Marshall has given a welfare definition. Alfred Marshall, he gave the welfare definition. Welfare definition. In 1890, he wrote a book, The Principles of Economics. Principles of Economics. He said that Adam Smith has given the wealth definition, it is okay, I do accept it. But more than the wealth, a man is very important. By accumulating lot of wealth, if man is not there, there is no point. So a man should be there to enjoy the wealth and he has to get the welfare. So Adam Smith, Alfred Marshall has given that a man, it's a coin is there, coin both sides, the head and tail. How it is very important, like that a man and wealth both are very important. Man should be there, a man should have a wealth and man should use the wealth and he will get the welfare. So in economic behavior, in a consumer behavior, in that Alfred Marshall has given a very good definition by criticizing the wealth definition of this thing. Okay, my dear students, I am telling you one thing. The thing is, this is intermediate, the first chapter. In the beginning only, what is that I explained about what is economics, where it is a word is derived from that, and what is that economic activity, who are economic agents, and what are the economic agents will do it, what are the factors of production, all the things we discussed. If you are interested, the thing is we are going to have continuous in another class about that Alfred Marshall definition and how Alfred Marshall definition was concluded. And next we are going to discuss, there are two more definitions are there, which is Robbins definition of scarcity and growth definition of Paul Samuelson. Paul Samuelson can be called as a father of modern economics. Please, if you like it, please share it, and next classes also, please, I am going to continuously give. Of course, after a long time I am giving the class due to some problems. Now I am giving you continuously the economics, the first chapter. In the another 2-3 classes I am going to finish up intermediate first chapter. Next, this class will be it is going to be useful for your examinations. You may, nowadays the online classes are going on, you may understand, you may not understand. So I am telling you, if you have any problems, any doubts, my phone number is 9949019436. I am repeating My phone number is 9949019436. My name is Bharat Kumar. I am taking all economics classes, means intermediate I am taking, CBSE I am taking, IB I am taking, A level, AS level. If you have any home tuitions also, if you need, you can contact me. I will definitely come to home tuition and I will give my that online classes also I will give. Thank you. ఏంటి ఏమన్నా అయితే